Hey, what's going on, guys? So we are. I'm pretty sure a lot of us already heard about this new election bill that Brian Kemp, the governor of Georgia, passed down to make sure the elections are more secure. They're more better for people. And he said this bill helps out with voting rights. And you had people on the left calling it an act of Jim Crow. Like, you literally had Joe Biden calling this bill a Jim Crow on steroids. And my thing is, this is complete. They are completely race baiting. Okay, mainstream liberal leftist mainstream media is race baiting. Joe Biden is race baiting. Basically, anybody on a Democrat side that is saying this is Jim Crow, another act of Jim Crow, is race baiting. Now, let's go ahead and watch this video from CNBC with Brian Kemp. Talking about the election, about the backlash and the new voting restrictions or the new voter rights. Let's watch it. Let's go and watch it together.
Joining us now, first on CNBC, Georgia Governor Brian Kemp. Governor, thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you.
Good to be here. Thank you.
So you just heard from Coca-Cola and you saw the memo put out by Delta, two of the biggest employers, taxpayers, companies in your state, coming out more forcefully now against this law. What do you intend to do about that?
Well, it'd be nice if they'd point a specific in the bill that they don't like. Same for Mr. Chenault. He's complaining about this as a moral issue. He should look at his own state of New Jersey. They just now signed a bill to have 9 days of early advance voting. We happen to have 17 days in Georgia, and this bill that I just signed adds more opportunities for people to vote early on the weekend. And that's what's so frustrating about this. A lot of the points that you're putting up on the screen about banning water and food, that's not true. Voters can bring water and food in line. People can serve and hand out bottles of water and food as long as they're outside the 150-foot boundary of a polling location that we keep voters from being harassed, intimidated, or electioneered. County elections officials can still give water. You just said that we were taking away drop boxes. There were counties last year that didn't even have a drop box because it's never appeared in the law before. This legislation mandates that every county have at least one drop box. We have 159 counties in Georgia. 134 of those counties under this legislation will be offering more hours of early voting, not less. So I would encourage these CEOs to look at other states that they're doing business in and compare what the real facts are to Georgia. And I think their focus will probably need to be in other places and not here.
Well, I think that's part of the problem, Governor, is a lot of people look at this as a litmus test and a potential springboard for a number of other pieces of legislation like this happening in 42 different states. And a lot of these companies don't want it to move forward. And with all due respect, they are mentioning specifics. Ken Frazier had a laundry list this morning, including, he pointed to Fulton County, which is a county, he said, that is disproportionately affects black voters, as you limiting the number of drop boxes in that place, just as an example. So there are specifics being mentioned.
Well, I'm sure he also didn't point out that a voter can actually just take their absentee ballot and walk in any precinct or the elections office and hand that ballot off as well. I'm sure he probably missed that point. The other thing about the food and water that everybody's been making such a big deal of, a lot of that happened in Fulton County because you had people standing in line for 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. My question is, why wouldn't that be unacceptable to Mr. Chenault? It certainly is to me, and this legislation addresses that, mandating the number of machines and equipment that each location has to have to shorten the line. Of course, they're not talking about that because that doesn't play in to the narrative that these corporate companies are being attacked from activist groups that have a financial interest in doing so.
Let's just focus quickly on the details on the drop boxes, if we may, and then get on to quite a few other points that you and we all want to discuss. But overall, you're requiring the drop boxes to be secure. But do you acknowledge overall that you are significantly reducing the total number and the number of hours that they're available? And my question linked to linked to that is surely it's the first point that matters. Make them secure, and then, frankly, make them even more available as long as they're secure.
Right. That's what we're doing, making them secure by putting them inside a voting location or elections office where they're monitored when those offices are open. You know, the thing that you're missing, even if you go back prior to this year, we haven't had drop boxes in Georgia in the law in recent memory. And I'm talking about for decades now. Once the public health state of emergency goes away, the drop box would have gone away with them. So had not we put this in this legislation, there would be no drop boxes anymore. People act like we're taking something away. It never existed until the pandemic. It was done by emergency rule, not by legislative action. Because of the problems we had of drop boxes being out there that were supposed to be secured and they weren't, that's why the legislature addressed this the way that they did. And in fact, the point I made earlier, some counties didn't even have a drop box this last election, and now they will.
He said he didn't take away drop boxes. He put in more drop boxes. He made early voting more available. Instead of being open, instead of being like 9 o'clock, I read some of the parts of the bill. Instead of the early voting being from 9 to 5, they made it from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, and it was also going to be some voting on the weekends. So, and of course you had to bring your ID. That's a given fact. You had to bring ID in order to vote. My question is to you guys: how does this pertain to the black community? If you want my honest opinion, I feel like the left is pretty fucking racist right now. See, they are assuming that this goes to black people because apparently to them, black people don't have IDs to vote. Doesn't that sound pretty freaking racist? That the left tries to push this as Jim Crow, saying that, yo, this is not fair to the black community, when more black people voted last year over more than 80% of the population last year voted, and the majority of the votes, the black votes, went to Democrats, as they do each and every year. And the fact is, they want to push Brian Kemp's election laws as racist. Nah, the people who are truly racist is the left in this situation. The hardcore woke mob, the left activists, they pushing this as, oh, black people don't have voter IDs. Black people don't know how to get voter IDs. As a person with integrity, as a person with common sense, doesn't that sound racist to you guys that the left thinks that black people don't have IDs? Doesn't that sound racist? Like I said, man, the left is severely race baiting. CNN, MSNBC, they call in Brian Kemp a racist, a fascist. You had Joe Biden coming out here and say it's unconstitutional, saying it's inhumane. The Democrats are literally showing their true colors in this kind of situation when it comes to voting, because instead of because a lot of black people have voter IDs. There was a video from Fox News that showed that black voters have. That black people have their IDs. They take their IDs with them. And apparently nobody knows this. Apparently the only people who don't realize black people have IDs are hardcore leftist liberals. Conservatives know that black people have IDs. They know this. Apparently, liberals don't. So again, how is this not racist, people? Because I'm confused. I'm confused right now. I'm really confused right now. How is this racist towards black people when black people have voter IDs? If you truly believe that that black people don't have voter IDs, or they don't have IDs in general, or they don't know how to vote, you're racist. That's freaking racist, people. And I'm insulted as a black man that some liberals actually think this. Coca-Cola, and first of all, the last thing anybody should even do is get advice from Coca-Cola, or get any support from Coca-Cola, especially with that whole be less white BS they got going on. And anybody that says this bill was racist, they tripping. They are incredibly tripping. Let me guys know what y'all think in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video. Am I tripping, or is the left right in the situation, the woke mob right in the situation? You guys let me know in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.